Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria on the Soul Nurturer channel, and I just felt inspired to come on today to talk about love. I know that I already did a Venus retrograde video, but it feels really important to add a few details. In fact, I think this is like my third video. This is how important this feels for me to share with you. So first of all, welcome to the Soul Nurture channel, a channel that is, like all of us, evolving and unfolding with the intention of supporting and serving others on their journey of reclaiming potential and nurturing that beautiful soul potential. So welcome. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you, thank you. Consider subscribing. I hope you do. And if you happen to be my subscriber, my 1,000th subscriber, please comment. I sometimes get notifications on who's subscribing, but often I don't. So I'd love to give you a special warm welcome. Anyway, and like and comment. Comments help me get my videos out to the deeper oceans of the YouTube world. I am thrilled and excited that I have viewers from Germany and Australia and just all over the world. Ireland, I spoke with somebody, and so thank you all. I'm deeply, deeply honored, truly humbled and honored. Anyway, why am I here again talking about love? First of all, I love love. I have a moon in Leo, and we're in the midst of Venus retrograde, and we're moving towards what's called Venus Cazimi. Sounds cool, huh? It's also called Star Point, which is happening on the 13th of this month. Oh, thank goodness my refrigerator just shut off. I'm filming in my kitchen right now, and I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I have a loud refrigerator, and it does this, whatever it's doing. It was so loud. Hopefully you didn't notice it. I almost stopped and started again, but I have a commitment, I'd say, to just keep going. I don't edit these videos. I show up as I am. I make mistakes. I fumble over words. I talk too fast. So what? We are all imperfect, right? And I like to show up unedited because I want to encourage people to just show up just as you are. And this is a big message of Leo season, right? And Venus retrograde. So I'm calling this video Soul Medicine for the Venus retrograde. I'll get back to the Cassimi in a minute. Soul medicine is a term I came up with to honor what we are cultivating through our life's journeys, through our hard times, through our challenges, through our lessons. It is the heightened awareness. It is the strengths that we cultivate. It is it's the gift that comes from the wound. Okay, basically. So what soul medicine is stirring or brewing or growing or cultivating for you during these times? So back to Venus Star Point. This is a term that is from the Arabic word meaning, I love this, in the heart of the sun. So Venus Cazimi, Star Point, same thing. It's when Venus and the sun are conjunct. It's when Venus kind of gets enveloped in the sun, and it amplifies the, I hate to sound woo-woo, but I'm talking about astrology. How can I not? Amplifies the energy of Venus. It's like the sun is absorbing the energy, but it's like just amplifying the potential of Venus. And what does Venus represent? Venus represents love, our relationships, our worth, how we value ourselves, how we desire to be valued, money and finances, right? So in retrograde, what do we know about retrograde, folks? It's a time to review, reassess, reestablish, recommit, revisit. So a lot of people get, I just knocked down a bunch of books I had. All right, keep going. This is the message of the season. Keep growing, keep growing, keep evolving. So Venus, this in Leo is all about self-expression, taking the spotlight of our lives, our creativity, deeply loving. I always think of Leo as being the queen or king of our lives, and in relationships, this is key. So we've been reviewing since Venus went into retrograde, which was on July 22nd, and it'll go until September 3rd. And this Venus Cazimi, I'm just going to spell it for you so you can hear what I'm saying. Cazimi, it's C-A-Z. Of course, I don't have it right in front of me. Cazimi, I think it's C-A-Z. Cazimi, I-M-I. Oh boy, you can tell I just got back from vacation and my brain is not fully connected to my body right now. Just got back from 5 days near a lake and I feel replenished, but I don't feel back to work yet. So offer some grace here to myself, and may you offer me some grace too. Anyway, that was just a small point of what I want to talk about the Cazimi. Mostly I want to talk about the retrograde. And what lessons is this Venus retrograde in Leo about? How we are valuing ourselves, how are we recognizing, and where are we recognizing that we haven't honored ourselves, valued ourselves, and how we have entered into relationships with others, with our money, and mostly with our relationship with ourselves. This is key. It all is about relationship with self, okay? I always say this, the healthier relationship you have with yourself, the healthier relationship you're going to have with others. So Venus retrograde, as everything in these celestial cycles does, is showing up to help us evolve, to, all these cycles are just like, I keep calling them checkpoints, especially retrogrades. And we're about to go into a Mercury retrograde this month as well, on the 23rd. So a lot of planets in retrograde, and this is normal around this time. It's normal. These are natural cycles, but they're cycles that invite us to pause and really become present to our life as it is. I think that we are so busy. And there's so much stimulus these days with social media, with Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, Twitter, whatever it's called now. I don't know. I can't keep up. I've been just like, I'm trying to reclaim myself. Off Facebook, I took a step away from Instagram. I still go on there to get messages, but I'm just not called to be there and interacting and posting. And so I feel like this is part of retrograde. We're called more into our inner worlds to reflect, to realign, to re-engage, to reclaim, all the RE words, right? So I'm curious, what have you been experiencing with this retrograde? What have you been noticing? Like, what's happening in your relationships? I'm going to share a little bit of a personal story. I think that's what's called me to talk more about this. This cycle that we're in right now is, preparing us. It's inviting us to review. Then the Cazimi is like, what's your heart's desire? What do you truly, truly desire to experience in your life, in your relationships? What would be different if you absolutely 100% knew and felt and embodied that you are worth it, that you are worth the effort of your life, that you are worth the effort in relationship with the people that you're engaging with? And we get to vision for that with a Kazemi on the 13th in particular. We've been shedding, reviewing, since we've been in this Venus retrograde. Kazemi on the 13th, it's just like, I want to invite you on the 13th to sit inside your own heart and dream a new dream. Vision, like, what? Ask yourself these questions. What do I desire? What do I value? What is still possible for me? What do I love that I'm not experiencing? What would I love to bring back into my life? Venus retrograde. What did I value and love and enjoy in the past that is not in my present? And how do I bring that back in? Maybe it was something you love to do. Maybe songwriting has been calling to me again. I've written a few songs in my life and I love the process. I'm not a musician, so I can't write music. And this is where my challenge comes, because I get lyrics all the time, but I don't know what to do with them. So if you write music and you need a lyricist, reach out to me, because this brings me joy. Another Leo word, things that bring you joy. So let me ask you this. What have you been noticing? What have you been called to recognize and really acknowledge is not working in your love life, with your finances, in the way you've been curating your life? And what do you desire? Okay? So, and let me ask you this. What is your level of joy right now? If you are at a low level of joy, I have to do the scales, 1 to 10. 10, I'm really so joyful. 1, not so much. What would bring you joy? And what's blocking you from having that joy? Here's what I want my viewers, my clients, my friends, those I support to get. We are the ones that have full access to our minds, our joy. No one can enter our minds but us, right? And no one is going to, I think we're so conditioned to be waiting on someone to bring what we want, to activate the thing we want, to finally do the thing we've been waiting for them to do so we can feel the thing we've been waiting to feel. It doesn't work that way, friends. It is as within, so without. You must address the inner world and activate what you desire in this moment that will align you with what you desire for the future. Okay? So, okay, let me just look at my notes because I'm just kind of rambling. Let's see what we've got here. So I was talking about cycles. So the other thing that's been going on is Sun has been trying Chiron. Sun is identity. Chiron, our wounds. So we've also been, possibly the wounds have been stirred up a bit. Last week, or was it just the other day, we went through Venus square Uranus. That was happening August 7th through August 10th, which was right smack dab in the middle of where I was noticing my relationship stuff coming up. This real, Uranus, Venus square, Uranus for me, and I'm wondering what it's been feeling like for you, was kind of like foot down. Nope, not going to tolerate that anymore. And no filter on what I said. I was telling my husband, I'm sorry, I have no filter right now. It's just going to come. I'm just coming as I feel it. I'm not going to, like I would do in the past, sit on it, think about it, make it better, let it go away. We're not supposed to be doing that right now, my soul friends. We're supposed to be honest about what's not working in our lives and let the bright sunlight of, Sun in Leo, this bright, bold energy illuminate. I think illuminate with the full moon, but with this, it's just such a bright, bold time to acknowledge. Where have you been playing small in your life? Where have you been playing small in your relationships? Where have you hid the truth about who you are and your authentic self? Where have you felt like you are in old patterns? This is more what I wanted to talk about. Old patterns that you learned from your family of origin on repeat. A lot of times, remember, between 0 and 7 is when we're primarily being programmed with all of our references for how to do life, including how to do love. And in our love file, you know who we're gleaning from and following examples from? And I love, give love and gratitude to your folks, your parents, your caregivers. But you're following, unless you've done some deep inner work and have worked with someone like me, you're following an old script based on what you saw your mom and your dad do. And if you want to keep recreating that, great. Maybe they had a great example for you to follow. But if they didn't, and in your love file, like for me, my love file, my example, my parents, my dad left my mom when I was born. So my mom was a single mom. And then he died when I was 9. So he, left me, physically, no choice of his, right? But death, I want people to understand this too. I do a lot of grief work with folks. Death, especially for a child, is abandonment, right? So what was in my love file? What did I make love to mean? You do it, mostly you do it, you have to do it all yourself. You have to cultivate it all yourself. And that partners may leave, they may abandon you, they may neglect you. And way back in my early dating life, that was okay. That was normal. That was, that was what my subconscious mind was wired to do. Do you see? But consciously, I wanted more. I wanted something different. This is what this retrograde season in Venus is about. It's your chance to say, I want to prune away what isn't working. I want to dial in what I desire more and get clear on what that looks like, and get clear, and this is key, that you are worth it. You are worth having what you desire. You're worth having abundance. You're worth having a relationship that is healthy and beautiful, where you're cherished and loved and seen and heard, all of that. But that starts with you, my soul friend. How is your relationship with yourself? I'm going to give you a tool I give my clients all the time. I want you to, I don't want to say I want you to, I invite you, it's much more kind. Like, I don't want to be your, school teacher. I want to be your soul friend. So I invite you to write a list of all the healthy elements, or all the elements of a healthy relationship. And if you don't know, then if you don't consciously know, your subconscious mind has no information on it. So, what do you, here's a way to do it. What relationships do you admire that you're seeing? What are the qualities of that relationship? And, or do it this way. What are you not receiving that you do want? What's not working? What would the opposite of that be? So for me in my relationships, again, following the file that I was given as a child, I tolerated a lot of being neglected or abandoned, or not having my partner fully present to me, because that was familiar to me. So what my dad taught me love was, typically our opposite sex parent is our first love. So my first love taught me to not expect him to show up, right? And I tolerated that in relationships for a long time. Gotten way better in a really healthy, beautiful relationship. But this last weekend, sorry, babe, I'm going to share a little bit about this. He's good with it. He knows me. He knows I'm very honest and open. But we went away to a family vacation for 5 days. It was planned last year. And my husband was busy with work the first 2 days. And so I drove myself. He showed up, and then he had Zoom calls, meetings, and whatnot. And it felt to me like he was not there. He wasn't present. We've sorted it out. In his experience, he felt very connected because we were together. But it opened up my old wound of familiarity of my dad not being present. Like, I was like, I had a dad, but I didn't have a dad. And then I was starting to feel the wound of, I have a husband, but do I have a husband? Because that old wound opened up. Now, this is key. This is why I wanted to do this video. If you're in a relationship, I want you to get this. Typically, your partner is not the one that's causing the pain or the wound. They are revealing it to you so you can more fully heal it. So I did some work with it. Of course, I expressed how I was feeling. We talked about it, but I took it back to, yeah, this is the old feeling of my dad not being present to me. And when my dad wasn't present to me, what that meant for me as a child was I must not matter and I must not be good enough and all that stuff. So I tended and mended my heart. That's what I say about that. When you notice the wound, that's step one. Acknowledge there's a wound open. Tend and mend. What did I need? And then you offer that to yourself. And then what I got really clear on, my complaint for him, listen to what your complaint is, what the issue is. And ask yourself, I think I got this from Byron Katie, but other sources and through my own work, you want to try that on. So I was saying to him, you're not being present to me. Or you're kind of in your own world. And when I sat with it, I got this. I wasn't being present to me. And I was not, we had 5 days by a lake, and I wasn't allowing time for me just to journal and read. And so the complaint was really my own not showing up for myself the way that I wanted and needed. Okay, do you get that? Does that make sense? Comment if you understand what I'm saying. So we're in love school, my soul friends. What are you learning? What's being served up? Now, if you're not in relationship, and this is a time to review what didn't work in your previous relationships, what were you not offering yourself, and what were you not being authentic about, and teaching your partner about you? Because here's how it goes. We typically teach our partners when we first meet. Unconsciously, we kind of give them our old love script, kind of like this. Okay, I'm going to be the one that's, used to being neglected and abandoned, and you be the one that abandons and neglects me, and let's do that and go, right? And then we're consciously going, gosh, this is not working out because he's not this or she's not that. But we have to recognize what I call it the unconscious dance have we set up. And we are the ones that change the dance steps. And one of two things happens when you're in a relationship and you change the unconscious dance. In other words, I'm dancing a worthiness dance. I'm worthy. I know what I'm worth. I know who I am. I know that I'm a catch. All this, right? You give yourself your own loving encouragement, and you move differently. You communicate differently. You experience your person differently. And guess what? They are invited to meet you in this new dance, right? So anyway, I wanted to say all that. What else did I want to offer you guys? I was talking about cycles. So here we are in this reviewing. We have the Venus Cazimi on the 13th. What hasn't been working? What do I want to vision for instead? And then Mercury retrogrades, more review, but we're leading up towards an eclipse in October. And I guess what I wanted to say is this is the time to really get clear. What do you desire? What do you want? What do you value? What do you value for your life? And then to say, I trust the universe, I trust God, however you connect. I trust that there is an unfolding happening here, but you want to hold on to your vision, because in October, when that eclipse happens, eclipse seasons typically will, clear away what's in the way of our potential, of our destiny, right? They tend to bring endings and new beginnings, right? So I feel like this is time to get really, really clear. But most of all, how are you valuing yourself, right? I was saying, if you're not in a relationship, to review and get clear on what would have been better in those relationships, and what is the new unconscious script that you want to give to the new person. Also, I'm curious, have any of you heard from old partners? Have they popped up? Have they reached out to you? And be honest, have you thought about reaching out to them? And one of my videos, I talked about, don't reach out unless you feel empowered to do so, that you're not doing it from a wound, but rather like, I'm good. I want to give gratitude for the love we shared, But I'm curious about that, because that's a typical thing we hear from old lovers, old friends, or something shows up that we were involved in, that we used to love, and that we've kind of forgot about. And it's an opportunity. It's like God saying, this is, I have this for you. Do you still love this? Do you still want this? Do you want to reach for this joy, this potential, this possibility? So I like to offer this to my clients always, to remember and trust, and maybe just put your hand over your heart and just say, I trust that I am being taken care of in this unfolding. And as I hold on to my worthiness and knowing my value, I'm going to draw in more of the same. I know that I've gone through a big shedding process, and just like letting things just unfold. No longer trying to push or make things happen. And it's just kind of organically, the people who are meant to be in my life are in my life. I realized I was working too hard for some connections that weren't meant to be connected, and I let them go. And those other people who have just been still part of my orbit, there's something coming about that. You want the people that are in your orbit to let you shine. Like if you're working, you're not fighting, but there's somebody in your orbit that's throwing you off your groove. It's okay to let them go. It is truly. You're meant to shine. You're meant to be loved and valued. We don't like to let go, but it's important. Yes, I wanted to talk about this. Popped in my head earlier. I guess my husband's an arborist, and so this just popped up, and I don't even know it's relevant, but I'm going to share it. For any of you who have trees, or especially fruit trees, there's a certain time of the year where we prune the trees. Why do we do that? To put the tree in integrity, to help it be bountiful and to grow potential, and not like all the energy is going to the dead wood of the tree. That's why we prune it, right? And we take care of it. This is a pruning time of how we love and the way we want to be loved. And it's not just in an intimate relationship. It's in every relationship where you've taught someone who you are and how to be with you. And this is my last thing I want to offer. It's a technique I came up with. I call it getting current with me. For those friends and loved ones that you want to grow with and have in your life, that allow you to shine and grow in your life, you might want to update them once you've updated your subconscious mind by saying, in the past, I know that I taught you it was okay to let me down, and I was kind of a doormat, and I didn't really speak up for what I wanted. But who I am now is somebody who knows their worth. I know my value. And what that looks like, so you tell them what you're claiming for yourself and what it looks like and what's going to be different. And if they can hang with you, they're your people. And if your person that you're in a relationship with can hear you and celebrate that and cherish and honor that, that's your person. Your person should want you to shine and should bring out the best in you and celebrate you. I mean, my husband all the time, you'd think my head be swollen by now because he's always commenting on, how special I am and how beautiful I am and how much joy I bring into him. And he calls me says so many beautiful things, like I am just the brightest light in his world. And that's my wish for all of you out there, whether you're in relationship or single. May you feel so valued that you are held in love and joy, that you can shine as brightly as you can with your potential and your unique soul essence. And this is the time to prune away anything that's blocking that light, okay? This is the time. All right, I hope all this made sense. And of course, I didn't touch on money, but that's also in the review. How are you doing with your money? Are you paying attention to where you're spending money? What are you investing in? Remember, money is just energy too. And if you're investing your time in a way that isn't serving you and you're draining yourself, then look at that too. So all areas of your life are up to review with this filter. Is what I'm doing and what I'm experiencing in relationship, or the things I'm doing, devaluing me or valuing me? And how do I want to go forward? And how will I do things differently, knowing that I am worth it? I am worth it. I am worth the effort. I am worth what I desire. I am worth it. And you are. So before I leave you, just put your hand over your heart and do affirm that with me. Okay, ready? Repeat after me. I am worth it. I am worth the life that I desire. I am worth being loved for the very essence of who I am. I no longer need to hide my light. I shine brightly, for I am worth that too. And I trust that everything unfolding in my life is helping me to evolve to my highest potential. Okay, my friends, thank you for being with me. I love you all. If no one's told you today that you are loved, may I be the first. You are loved. I love you. Now, I invite you to go look in a mirror and share that love with yourself. Okay, I'm going to be back in a couple days with a new moon in Leo. I almost said Virgo because we're moving into Virgo season, but we still haven't had a new moon in Leo, and that's happening on the 16th. We'll be making intentions towards all that is Leo, where we want to, shine brighter, be a star in our lives, love deeper and stronger, be more bold, be more expressive, be more creative. All that is Leo is on the horizon for you. You just have to say yes and set your intentions. All right, subscribe if you haven't, like and comment. Comment all you want. There's no limit here. I want to hear where you're viewing from, what you took away, and what I want to know from you is what brings you joy. Okay, mwah. Love to you all, and I'll see you in a few days. Okay, take good care. Until then, bye-bye.